Welcome to Quiver Financial's 5 and 5, where we're going to cover 5 topics that may be affecting your money. Also, give us a like or a thumbs up if you enjoyed the videos. And remember to join us January 29th for our Retirement Red Zone. We're going to have a really good guest speaker with us, going to go over some great things. But let's go ahead.
Lots of changes in retirement plans the last 2 years that everybody needs to know about, right, Justin?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get into it. What do we got for our 5 and 5 of this week, sir?
First one, the Roaring 20's. A lot of chatter about that. A lot of people asking, are we going into the Roaring 20's?
Yeah, I've had a lot of that question come up this week. Hey, I keep hearing we're going into the Roaring 20's. And so what I always like long-term charts to keep things in perspective. So I've been showing this to people saying, I've been watching charts for a long time, over 20 years. And this is a chart that tells me that we're not entering the Roaring 20's. We've been in the Roaring 20's for a little while. It's just, when does it end? I'm so convinced that the 20's have been going on for a while, Justin. I've got my eye on this really cute, nice little Gatsby mobile here.
Look at that thing. You guys are going to look pretty stylish cruising down the road in that.
Yeah, Tucker and I are going to look pretty hot. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep it moving here. Next one we got up, real estate evictions versus inflation. What do we got going on?
Yeah, keep hearing this story, that with the eviction moratorium running out, that you'd have this saggy real estate market in the first quarter of this year. And then I hear just as much on the other side that with all the stimulus and inflation that's supposedly coming, that real estate prices are going to go through the roof. So what's somebody supposed to understand or believe? Do you buy? Do you wait? What do you do? I'll tell you this, I go to the charts, and when I look at traded real estate across the board, when I look at this long-term chart, I don't see anything here that gets me real excited. I might change my opinion of that if we were to be able to trade above that red dotted line for some sustained amount of time. But this chart does not look like anything that is saying, go to the moon, Alice, to me. So I think we need a little more time before we decide, Justin.
I agree. All right, keeping it going here. Interest rates and stimulus. Wow. I mean, there's been, with the changing of the guard, we've been, hearing a lot of chatter about that, potentially more stimulus coming our way.
Yeah, well, Janet Yellen's going to run the show. Everybody's been very, communicative about stimulus. And, recently interest rates have taken a little bump up, as you can see in this chart of the 10-year Treasury. Anybody who's been watching interest rates for a long period of time is going to understand that interest rates trade in a range. You can even put boxes around these ranges, and they go on for a period of time because it's based on how the economy is doing. Essentially, what happened last year is interest rates ticked down to trade in a new range on the low end at 0.5%, probably on the high end right around 1.5%. So we're just essentially bouncing between those two areas. So what's happened recently is just basically reversion to the mean, and it's nothing to be concerned about. The asset's behaving exactly as it should, and it's appropriate. And I think that continues for a little while, but it does provide some good opportunities for some savvy investors, Justin.
Well, that first box, I mean, look at the time frame in that. I mean, quite a range that's, extended over time. But wow, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Next one up, we got cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the demise potentially of people are thinking the dollar.
Yeah, you know what? This is, so they go hand in hand because everybody's chasing to cryptocurrencies and gold and all the other assets is based on this very long-term waning in confidence in currencies. This has been going on for 80 years, and we're probably hitting a tipping point. You're going to continue to hear all these people come out and talk about how the dollar is doomed. We had this in the Obama era. So what I did here is I gave you a chart of the dollar index during the 8 years of Obama, when everybody was saying, inflation is coming, inflation is coming. First inflation, then deflation, then deflation, then inflation. And they said the dollar's doomed. And I said, what? Really? No, it doesn't look like it was in that chart. And then when you look at what everybody's talking about right now, the recent decline in the dollar, it's already happened. And I think this changes this year. I think you could see a reversal here that's going to change the behavior of investors later in this year. And people are going to really want to pay attention to that because the change is going to be, worth knowing.
As if we didn't already have enough change as it is.
Yeah, the year started off with a bang, right?
Well, hey, folks, if you're curious about your portfolio and how the recent political changes could benefit, give us a call today.
Yeah, and visit us at quiverfinancial.com. Take care.